Hello everyone, this is Harshit Agrawal. Welcome back to another video on my channel. In this video, we are going to learn 5 Webflow designer hacks that is going to help you in your Webflow project. So without any further delay, let's get started. So we are right inside of our Webflow designer. The very first trick that we will see today is related to global styles embed. In our website, we have these kind of embeds that contains all the CSS styles of our website, and we want to place them in all of the pages or maybe in some pages. So we will understand a small concept before we see the trick. And the concept is whenever our CSS code is placed on an embed that is inside our designer or inside our body, we can see the live results on the Webflow designer itself. But if we have some code that is placed inside our page settings, I'm talking about CSS codes, the results can only be seen on the live website. We are going to use this concept to make this trick work. Let's say we are working on some kind of section. I am working on this testimonial section and I really need this global embed to maybe write some codes that might be helpful for me. So what I will do generally, I will just go and scroll in the navigator and I will find the global embed, open it and write the code. This is the general process, but there is a more efficient process that might be helpful. So what we need to do is we need to open our embed and we need to hit enter, and somewhere around here we will place a text. It can be anything you like. I am going to place here G so that I know it's global embed, and I hit save and close. Now what I will do is I will set this global embed to a fixed position and I will stick this to left side of my page. I will give this a background color of black and a text color of white. Let's center align this and give this some kind of padding as well on all of the sides. I will go with 1 rems on all of the sides, and now I can see that it's fixed on this side, and let's give it a z index of 10 so it's above all the layers. Now whenever I need that global embed, I don't have to search that on the navigator. I can simply click on here and I can access the global embed panel really fast. So you might think about the live website that this global embed is going to appear on the live website, and you are right. If I go to the live website, I will be able to see this global embed fixed on my website in the left position. So if you see here, I have my global embed and we don't want that. So we are going to apply the concept that I was talking about. What we can do is we will take the class of this global embed and I will go to my page settings head code and I will write the CSS to set this to display none. So I will go ahead and type a very basic CSS. So I just wrote a code that says hide this global embed, and because I am pasting the code, I'm writing the code inside head tag. This is not going to work on the designer, but this will only work on the live website. So in designer, we will be able to see this thing, but on the live website, we will not be able to see this thing. So let's publish this and check it. I will go and refresh my website, and there we go, it's gone and it's visible inside the designer. So let me know in the comments if this trick is really helpful to you as well. I personally use this a lot, and let me know your thoughts on this. So let's jump to the next trick. So the next trick is about applying paddings or margins or using this spacing panel in our website in a more efficient way. So I am assuming that you already know the shortcut keys of Webflow to change the paddings or margins on opposite directions or on 4 directions. So if I have a div block, let's say section trick 1, if I have a padding of 4 rems on all of the sides, I can use shift, I can hold shift and change it to make the change on all of the directions. And if I want the change to be present on opposite direction, I can hold alt and I can make the change. This is I think this is one of the most used Webflow shortcuts, but trick is about how to use this efficiently. So whenever we want something, let's say I want here a padding of 5 in opposite directions. So this is how we generally do it. We hold the alt and we change it. So sometimes it's really irritating because we are trying to get 5 and we suddenly get 5.1, and then we try to make 5 and it's 4.9. It's really frustrating, right? So let me know if it also happens with you, but I found a workaround to solve this thing. So let's see example number 1 here, where I want to apply spacing on opposite sides. So instead of making my mouse movement vertically, what I can do is I can make my mouse movement horizontally. So I will type the number that I want to apply and I will hold Alt, and then I will make a horizontal mouse movement like this. When I make the horizontal mouse movement, you can see it is applied without any error. Same thing goes with the 4 direction spacing as well. So if I want to apply 4 REMs in all of the directions, I can hold shift and make a horizontal mouse movement again, and it works efficiently. You might need a little bit of practice to make it work for you, because I am used to it, but you might need some time to get used to it, and it's really efficient. You will just feel like a Swift when making these changes. Now moving to the second example, where we want to apply the spacing on horizontal directions. So the same concept will apply here as well. Instead of making this horizontal movement, we can make a vertical movement. So I will hold Alt and I will make a vertical movement just like this. It's important to know that whenever we are using this trick, we are not making huge movements. By huge movements, I mean this. So let's say I have a section and I want to apply a padding to all directions. I'm not doing this because it will increase the chances of error. We just need to make a very small movement and it will work fine. So just like this, and it's working. Let's see the next trick. So the next trick that we will learn is about writing CSS efficiently using CSS preview feature. So there is a feature in Webflow Designer that is called CSS preview, where we can see this real-time CSS of any element in our website, and we are going to use this feature to write CSS for us. So let's see an example here. I have a slider setup with me and I want to style my slider dots that is limited in Webflow. So we have to use CSS for that. And you might not be familiar with all of the CSS names. So what we can do is first we will make this thing squarey, because this is actually coming from the Webflow setting itself. Let's make it squarey, and I want to make a style change here. What I will do is I will have to take a test div. I will apply all the styles that I want to apply to my slider dots. Let's make it 4 or maybe 5 rems wide or 0.5 rems thick, the height. Then I can go to the CSS preview and I will apply the colors that I want here. I will go to the CSS preview. I will copy the code. I will then open my embed. I can open it from here as well. Now I will paste it right here. Now we just need to replace the class name because Webflow did all of the work for us. I will replace this test div with the class name of slider dot. How to find that? You might be able to remember all of those class names, but there is one more easy way. You can just go inside the website, inspect it, and you will be able to find the class name of your slider dots. So there are 2 types of dots. The main class is slider w dash slider dot, and the active one is having actually a combo class by default. So let's make this w slider dot, and all the settings are applied. Hit save and close. There we go, it's applied. Now assume you want to change the active slider dot style. In this example, I will make it a little bit bigger and the color will be blue. So how do we do that? I will select my test div again and I will make the height to 0.8 or maybe 1 rems, and I will change the color to blue. There we go. And I want this style to be applied on the active slider dot. I will copy this code. I will open up my CSS preview. I will copy this code from here. I will go back to my global embed and I will paste this thing. Let's replace the class name, and we can remove the width property because that's going to be the same on both of them. Now we need to apply the active class here. So again in the preview mode, in the inspect mode, you can see the class of active slider, that is dot w active. We will go ahead and apply this again just like this, and we will hit save and close. Once I do that, you can see it's working really well. I will delete this test div, and there we go. We just used Webflow CSS preview to write the code for us. Let's jump to the next trick. So the next trick is about finding a hidden class. So a lot of times we have a class that we kind of forgot where we actually place that class. We are not using it anymore. we want to remove this from our website to have a clean structure. So this is something a lot of people struggle with, and let's see a solution to this thing. So I have hide a class named as find me. So we are going to find that class and remove that from the designer. So first, that class is actually applied as a combo class. This method also applies to a class that is directly inside the designer. So first we need to open our designer, and then we need to go to the styles panel where we can see all the style manager, where we can see all the styles. Then we will press a very simple shortcut, that is Control plus F or Command plus F. I will press this, and now you can see the search bar. Now I will type my class name, and because you can see I just type my class name, that is find me, and it's not showing me the result. The reason is this search feature depends on the browser as well, right? So sometimes it don't search the whole thing, it can just search what's on the screen or maybe a little bit up and down than that. Okay, what we need to do is we need to hit backspace and again hit the last word, last letter, that is E. So here it's find me. So what I can do is I will keep scrolling this side, and at the same time on my keyboard I will be hitting backspace and the last letter again and again. I know this is weird, but this is how I do this. So let's do this. I will turn off my volume to avoid this irritating sound of Windows. Yeah, so I will mute myself, and let's find this thing. There we go. So we just found the class, it's highlighted here, and now we can click on it and we can see where it's the page. So elements affected on the other page. I will click on this page. I can see where this thing is. It's on the job underscore content wrapper. And then I just need to click on job underscore content wrapper. And here is the find me class. I can remove this and I can then clean my class peacefully, just like this. There we go. So I use this trick a lot of time. Let me know your thoughts if it's useful for you. If you're wondering how it looks in reality, what I am doing in my keyboard, so I will try to show it here. So this is my keyboard and this is my backspace button. Let's say the last key is K. So what I do is I am hitting backspace and K again and again. I am doing this. I am repeating this technique until I find the class. So this is how it looks like. I know it's weird, but it works. So let's jump to the next trick. The last trick that we are going to see is calculating the value of REMs directly inside our Webflow designer. This is a very simple trick, but can be really useful. So let's say I have something, anything, image, div block, anything that I have a design, I'm trying to convert it into a Webflow website, maybe from Figma, maybe from Adobe XD, doesn't matter. So let's say the design is having, for this example, let's say this is a H1 and the size of this text is 64 pixels on the design. I want to convert this to REMs and I'm not sure about the value. What is the value in REMs? Instead of looking inside a table or just assuming the value by, let's say I'm typing here 2 REMs and then I'm assuming the value, what I can do is I can simply divide the number by 16 and it will give us the real value. Let's take another example where we have a div block and the padding that we want to set here is, so in case of padding, it might be straightforward, but let's say we have a margin that is 128 pixels top. So instead of again assuming the value or looking inside a table, what we can do is we can type 128 divided by 16 rem. It will give us the correct value of rem directly inside our Webflow designer. So these were all the tricks that may help you to boost your Webflow designer game. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and let me know in the comments if these tricks are really useful for you and if you want to see more of these. And this is Harshit Agrawal. I will see you in the next one.